I'd like to welcome you guys back to the CryptoCrats podcast. Last week, we had an introduction course between Mike and Steve. We talked about some things that was going on in the market today. We're going to get into a little more depth. Make sure, first, before we start, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys comment below, right here. Yeah, comment. Make sure you comment. Because a lot of people had questions. A lot of you guys was asking me about some things that I couldn't answer. So today, hopefully, Mike and Steve answer those questions for you.
We're going to get into it.
So, first question for you. First of all, how you guys are doing?
Doing good.
Everybody's good? You guys got your drink? You guys feeling good?
We're feeling good, man. We're feeling great.
So, what about the market? I heard about the market this week. This market, what's going on with the market?
Everything's down.
Shit.
Which is a great opportunity to buy.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you've been sitting at home pissed off because everybody else got, into Bitcoin when it was low, or Ethereum, or any cryptocurrency, or any stock really, now is the time to come back in and you can start actually building your portfolio while the prices are low. It's just a market cycle, so it's gonna flip around. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down.
Yep.
But I think it's pretty much proven, in my opinion, it's pretty much proven that I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere, and I don't think Ethereum's going anywhere. So those two names lead the market.
But isn't Bitcoin down a little bit?
It's down a lot of bit.
A lot.
Yeah.
From what? It was at 51,000. Now
we were right around 60-ish.
Okay.
And now it's down to, I can
38,
30, 39. It's about 38.
Mm-hmm.
38 right now. Ethereum had a high of around $4,000, and now Ethereum's at
about 28.
About 2,700.
Okay.
As we speak.
Okay. So you're saying right now the state of the market, as we speak right now,
it's on discount. So it's like you go to your
it's
store,
a sale.
Okay.
and you got it on sale. You average down and you buy. Like he said the last time, you dollar cost average, and you just keep buying. But it's discounted now to where you can get in and buy your favorite coins or
It's
your
on
favorite
sale.
cryptocurrency.
The stock market, crypto market, is the only time when people get scared when it's on sale. When it's discounted prices, people get scared. Everybody else, every other thing we buy,
right?
yeah, we want to buy it at a discount. But when it's at a discount,
they don't want to buy it. People are scared. I think they pull the trigger when it comes to money.
Because it goes into what we were talking about last week. Is you can look at it as a gamble, or you can look at it as an investment.
That's right.
And if you're looking at it as a gamble, yeah, you're down. If you're on a craps table and you're down, you're legitimately down. But in an investment, it's a cycle. It'll go back up. You only lose when you sell.
Cash out.
Yeah.
So discounts.
Yep.
What's right now? By looking in the market right now, which coins are down? What stocks?
Pretty
are
much
down?
everything.
All of them. Yeah.
Everything?
So Bitcoin and Ethereum leads the market. So when Bitcoin's taking a hit, pretty much all of the crypto are taking a hit. Now there's going to be some outliers that kind of flourish in a down market, and crypto wise.
And with if you're depending on your strategy, what you're buying. So for every Bitcoin, each Bitcoin is what now? $39,000.
Yeah, that's my check. I think.
So that scares people away. But to actually break it down, Bitcoin is broken down into satoshis, and each satoshi is like 8 decimal points. So it's like
you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin to invest.
Okay.
You can buy a fraction, and you can even do the same with stocks now.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of Wall Street learned and saw how people were investing in crypto, just fractional shares, and that now you can go on Robinhood, now you can go on Cash App, which are essentially quote unquote free apps.
Mm-hmm.
We can get into that later.
Yeah.
But you can buy, if I wanted to buy Amazon stock, Amazon stock is very expensive, but I can buy a percentage. If I had $100, I can get a fractional share of Amazon. So it's the same thing with crypto. So you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin to invest. I can take $10 and buy a fractional share of Bitcoin.
I got you. So it's like kind of like investing, basically. That's what it is, investing.
Yeah.
It's like you have $1. $1 is broken down into about 100 decimal. So in other words, each cent or 100 cents make up $1. So if you break it down to the basic, $1 you get for 1 cent. 100 of those cents will give you $1.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So same with Satoshis or one Bitcoin. It's a lot of Satoshis in one Bitcoin. So you don't have to have one full Bitcoin to feel like you got some skin in the game.
Okay.
You can just get in and buy as you go and just keep adding to it and adding to it. And as it cycles through, you're gonna be cashing up, man.
So let's talk about what we're doing in a down market, which we've always done.
So in a down market, we usually dollar cost average, where you just on the clock. You buy and you decide, okay, I'm gonna buy every Friday. Like he told me this every Fridays.
Yeah. So here's what I found after some research, and it wasn't my own research, but I can put the link in the show notes if we want. But they had a guy that researched since Bitcoin was created, what day is Bitcoin lowest historically? So, Bitcoin started in roughly 2013. So they backtracked price history all the way back to 2013, and the research they did when I was reading it was about up to 2018. So it's still a good chunk of data to get some good insights from. So it's Friday. So Friday is historically the lowest day. So what I personally do is I dollar cost average Bitcoin, I dollar cost average Ethereum, and I do my Bitcoin on Cash App. There's no fees, but I mean, here's something. There's no free lunch. Everybody's gonna make some money. Yeah. So the way Cash App makes money is they're gonna mark up Bitcoin a small percentage above the actual market price, and that's how they make their money on that spread. But they don't charge you any fees. So a while back, like Scott's Trade and blah blah blah, they may charge you $7.50 per trade. So the other good thing about Cash App, one, everybody has Cash App. Everybody has money in Cash App too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you can set an auto buy every Friday for a certain dollar amount, and it's kind of a set it and forget it way to invest, which I prefer because I don't want to be thinking about the market all the time. I personally don't follow the market every day and see, oh, I'm up, oh, I'm down, because I'm looking at the long term. So I know I'm buying, I'm getting it in every Friday. I'm good with getting it in every Friday. So what's going to happen is sometimes I'm going to buy it real low. Sometimes I'm going to buy it a little high. Sometimes I'm going to buy it, even.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the year, when I backtrack all of my investments, it's going to balance out because I'm going to buy on the very lows. I'm going to buy on the very highs. I'm going to buy all the way in between. And the idea with dollar cost averaging is that at the end of the year, when you average everything out, you bought at a fair market price. And that's the absolute best way to just passively invest in an asset you believe in. And I do the same for Ethereum. Passive. And it's very passive. If it's a set it and forget it, you're not even thinking about it.
So
and you can do $1 every Friday, you can do $100, you can do $1,000, do whatever you're comfortable with. Mm-hmm. Know your budget, know how much money's coming in and out every month. I think that's very important. And so you can do the same thing with Ethereum. Since I mentioned Bitcoin, the historical day for Ethereum is Saturdays and Sundays. That's when it's the lowest.
I remember the crypto market don't close like the stock market.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
24/7.
24/7.
Okay. I can go on right now.
You go right now and trade. Stock market closes, depending on what part of the country or time zone.
Yeah, you can always get in, you can always get out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Or you could like, I take all that and that's cool. I do that, but I like to maximize what I'm getting. So I'm not passive.
You're more aggressive.
I'm more aggressive. I learn the market. I learn the charts. I learn what I'm looking at. So if I want to go into something, one thing about markets is not every asset in a market is going to be doing the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're going to have, even in the stock market, I don't care if it's a crash, you're going to have some stocks that are going down. The majority of them will be going down in a crash.
Well, it's like COVID taught us that because guess what? you know, every retail space, everything that required a body in the building to make money was down.
Correct.
But guess what soared? All the tech
other ones
stocks.
are gonna start soaring.
Zoom, Doctor on Demand.
So if you know what you're looking for, you're gonna look at those charts and be like, okay, I'm gonna get my money out, and that's all happens in the stock market is just movement of money,
Okay.
and they're just moving from one end, from tech to retail to cyclical stocks. And if you know what you're looking at, you know you could still do the passive way. As a matter of fact, I recommend people do the passive way. You should have 3 accounts. One is just passive, and that's your safe account. You just put in ETFs, whatever, S&P 500, and just put money every month. Forget about that. So don't even look at it.
Okay.
It's a bill. So you have your first bill that you
It's
pay.
the only bill that's gonna pay you.
That's
later.
gonna pay you back. So before you pay your rent, before you pay anything, pay your bill.
Pay your rent first.
Pay your
Need some-
I'm
need
paying you
shelter.
pay that. Fuck shelter. I can say fuck, right? Fuck shelter.
Yeah.
But you pay that first, and then every other thing you invest. Like, because what I do, the passive account is what I dollar cost average.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have my short-term aggressive account
Okay.
where I do options, where I trade, and usually you make way more money faster in that one if you know what you're doing. Once you do that, you get out and then you transfer it to the long term. So that long term just keeps swelling up.
So
Like
let's tell
taking
them.
chances in the short
Let's tell them what it takes to be aggressive investor Mike
Right.
versus passive me. And I do some
conservative,
aggressive
okay.
stuff as well. But
But both are successful,
It's-
right? Technique, both.
It's all your plan.
yeah, both can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
how you implement it. You know, it's not about the ideas. It's about the ideas, but it's about the execution that's important.
Okay.
That's true.
You know, so if you want to be an aggressive investor, you need to deeply understand the market, and you need to be in the market a lot to understand it,
Understand.
to be aggressive. Or is gambling.
Okay.
The reverse end of that is gambling. So when I'm just like, oh, I like this. This looks good.
I'm a hope that they'll
Everybody
grow.
else is buying it. Let me buy it. That's the
Yeah.
worst time to invest in anything, when everybody else is all on it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So speaking of stocks, let's talk about the blue chip stocks right now. What stocks right now are considered as blue chip stocks?
Blue
Like all the
chips.
big names,
Yeah.
Apple, Amazon,
Google,
Ford.
Coca-Cola.
So it's a good time to get into
the name
those.
brands, the shit you see on commercials. You know, whoever has all the commercials placed, those are
Nike.
generally the blue chips.
Tesla.
Tesla, definitely.
Yeah.
Usually a large.
Except
larger
Tesla's
cap.
pretty. Tesla can be pretty volatile.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I don't know if
wouldn't
it's
put
technically
Tesla
classified
yet.
blue chip. Yeah,
I know people gonna be mad about that, but
Yeah, I mean, Phil,
Why not?
research it.
Why would you do Tesla? Because Tesla, everything is going.
the fundamentals
green,
for
right?
Tesla don't make sense yet.
Okay.
And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, you have the technical analysis, you have the fundamental analysis. Fundamentals, it's the balance sheet of the company, things like sales, financials, all that stuff have to make sense. And with Tesla, it's way overvalued. They're basically pricing in what they believe is going to happen down the road, which
Okay.
I believe Tesla will execute whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah, I
That they
believe
say,
that
I
Elon
believe it.
Musk.
Yeah,
And that's really what a lot of people are investing in is
Elon
Musk
Musk,
versus
which is volatile.
Elon Musk company.
Yeah.
So
If
that's
something happened to Elon,
Yeah, but I mean, like some of these stocks are like they hyped up like sneakers. That's how I look at it.
okay.
You know, everybody's buying Jordans because they're Jordans. Everybody's buying Tesla because it's Tesla stock and it's all over the internet.
yep.
The name.
You know, it's
Internet
the,
stomp.
Right. the thing is, it's you know, the key in advertising and marketing is to make your company. You're basically trying to buy real estate in the consumer's mind. So when I say soft drink, you think
Coke.
exactly.
Right. The
They
brand.
pay. You know how much money they paid for your mind to spit that out?
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You think electric car. What do you think? Tesla.
Tesla.
So you're saying right now, since Tesla is, I guess, a big time investor, if not with Dogecoin. So Dogecoin is a bad way.
Yeah, that's a bad.
Dogecoin can be a smart investment if you know what you're doing, or it
Okay.
could be a get rich quick scheme and you can get burned.
But the fundamentals See, this is the thing,
So break it down,
especially
break it down,
in
yeah.
cryptocurrency. They say all high tides raise all boats, right?
Correct.
It's gonna raise the shitty boats. It's gonna raise the great boats. It's gonna raise the yachts. It's gonna raise everything nice. But once that water starts to recede and you start seeing the shitty boats, this is where people lose their money. So when you have a crypto bull market, everything's going up. Everything goes up. But when everything crashes, and usually it'll crash, the good projects may crash to about 90%. The real horrible ones will crash 95 or more.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is the good projects will recover, which is what you want. So if it's a long term, like you're doing your dollar cost averaging, in 2018, Bitcoin hit 19,000, but dropped back to 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
There's some coins that didn't survive.
Yeah.
And a good way to determine that too is like a lot with crypto is like the use cases. Like
Okay.
people are still using. Well, I'm not gonna say people are still using. Bitcoin's way more speculative than actual use for the most part. But Ethereum, on the flip side, people are building apps on Ethereum. People are buying NFTs on Ethereum. NFTs aren't going to go away anytime soon.
Right.
I don't think. I think that's overvalued too. We can get into that in another episode. But even when Ethereum's going down, but you have to look at the transaction. You have to go deep in it and look at the transactions. What's the daily transaction volume? And that's the way you can tell something that's going to be around for a while because it's useful. People are using it. So it may be down for a little bit, but it can come back.
What about Ripple? They say Ripple is it's similar to Bitcoin when it first started.
Yeah, Ripple is a financial transactional cryptocurrency,
Okay.
and there's a whole lot of regulations they have to go through.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's like a cryptocurrency for the banking industry. So
I got
it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different because for Ripple to be successful, it's going to have a lot of buy-in from institutions.
Institutional,
And that's a harder sell.
That's a
I mean,
hard
it's
sell.
it's getting to be an easier sell. I'm invested in Ripple from a couple years ago, and I'm holding on to it.
Because it was what? I believe it was at
It's $1.
It had a
Not
high
even
of,
dollars.
it had a
Now
high
it's
of
$1.
almost $2.
yeah, but it started off at what?
Cents.
Yeah,
Points.
.1.
Like all these cryptos start off at very, very, very small.
But the great way to go in and pick, like this is what I do. Because all of these cryptocurrencies they're code.
Okay.
So they're actually companies or people that actually review the code.
Mm-hmm.
So they review the code, first of all, make sure the code is great. If the code is great, it makes sense, it works, that's the first thing. Second thing is the market capitalization. So, which means how much room does it have to grow?
Yeah.
So if the market
Supply.
cap on Bitcoin or Ethereum is $800 billion, and you have a similar cryptocurrency to what Ethereum is, and it's only like 10 million.
Okay.
That means it has potential, even if it ain't gonna hit 800 million.
To get to that point.
Yeah, if it gets to half of it.
Yeah, so for people who want to research this, is you want to take, let's say crypto, for example. You want to take like crypto and group them together. So if you have a cryptocurrency that does the same thing as Ethereum, you want to compare those two. And you want to group those
And
with
you wanna
like
group
things.
them.
Same thing you would do with stock.
Same thing with stock,
let's say you want to get into
It's like Alibaba, and why I think Alibaba is one of the best stocks out there.
Yes.
Because when you compare it to Amazon, I really do think.
Right, because it's internet. Well, Amazon internet.
Well, do the
also,
math.
but-
How much is Amazon? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you
what
what.
you're saying is, what he's saying is basically that you're grouping e-commerce.
You
into,
group two similar companies. Okay.
Exactly.
They do almost the exact same
Same
thing.
thing, right?
Mm.
One of them is Amazon. Amazon stock is almost $4,000. Okay,
Right.
it has never had a split.
Mhm.
For those of you who don't want to know what a split is when the stock they break it down or they split it into a certain amount. No split, $4,000.
Mhm.
Alibaba is the same kind of company.
Like how you say that.
The same concept.
Yeah,
Say that again.
Alibaba.
Alibaba.
Alibaba. Same thing. Because stock price is only 200. Never had a stock split either. Now, when you look at the fundamentals, when you look at the balance sheet of both, Alibaba is probably the strongest company, other than like Apple or Microsoft.
Okay.
Because it's on its
You should
balance
all
sheet.
Google what's going on with the founder of Alibaba, Jack Ma. I
Jack
believe.
Ma, yeah.
Yeah, just Google that.
But
That's
when
wild.
you look at the shit, the fundamentals, this company has so much more to grow, and it's $1 trillion company.
Yeah, it
On
is.
their books right now, it's over $1 trillion. Amazon ain't got that on their books. So when you look at the fundamentals, you group both companies, you then say, okay, even if Amazon or Alibaba don't run to get to 4,000, if it runs to 1,000, that's 5x.
Upside, yeah.
You just multiplied your money 5 times.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's how I look into the stocks and say, okay, this one I'm gonna buy, this one I'm not gonna buy.
Basically, what has to happen for this stock to double in value? That's the key question. What has to happen for this stock to 5x
Real 5x.
in
Okay.
value? So you have to dive in deep and be realistic about it too.
So that's why I'm when you say Tesla, because when you look at Tesla's books, they really didn't make that much money, and yet their market cap, Tesla is how old? 5 years.
Maybe a little older.
Their market cap is greater than Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Honda, all these companies combined, bro.
Tesla is apparently 17 years old.
17 years old.
old, yeah.
And you have these
But I'm
companies.
sure
around
half of
40
that
years.
was research and development before they actually launched the product.
Yeah, but still, fundamentally, it don't make no sense. How?
But it's I think a bet on electric cars is betting on the future overall.
That's what I'm saying.
It is,
They're pricing in the future into the cost right now. So that means it may not go up much more.
But if you believe in it and you want to buy it, the best
yeah,
way to get into
absolutely.
that is what? Dollar
Dollar
cost
cost
average.
average, yeah.
Okay.
Because you're gonna miss it's gonna be down, it's gonna be up. But as long as you're buying the
And I
same
believe
amount
it.
every week,
I believe in Tesla. Like
Balance.
Tesla, Google, because Google, the future in electric vehicles
Right.
and autonomous vehicles merging. Tesla,
I mean
Google,
tech stock period.
Well, Ford is going.
everyone, they're
so-
all jumping in. If not, they gotta survive.
And Ford, I
That's
believe
the
Ford is
future.
going up also. They have a 2022 coming out, so
But companies like Tesla and Google, because Google bought Aptiv, it's a company that does the autonomous vehicles, and Aptiv had like 30 million hours of autonomous driving. Tesla has the same thing. I think they have like 23 million hours.
okay.
So they're already way ahead of the game, because even if you want to start creating an autonomous vehicle, you got to start doing it from scratch, or you got to go.
You gotta have that
for the
data
information
because that
they-
data's being loaded up.
But I
So
believe they sharing information though. With
I don't think so.
Not for
like
this. Not for this.
You don't think so?
Nah, it's
No,
too,
not at all.
It's too
Not at
pressure,
all.
bro.
It's too much at stake because
Okay.
because that you'll see the cars if you go like look on behind the scenes of them testing like the self-driving vehicles. It's recording footage and the car is like nothing but sensors. So all of those inputs, a data scientist is
Yeah.
calculating that, and even for a specific route that you're taking to work, it's
Right.
calculating all of those variables and it's forming a map to if this then this.
To that
If,
person. Yeah.
if a car comes here, the car is going to swerve slightly to
What do
avoid
you do
it.
after that?
And then if this happens here, it's going to so it's all of this that the car is learning.
Right.
So why would Tesla give that to
Give that
Ford?
information. When is
So why would
mass?
Ford?
When is
If I went
mass
to
adopted? Yeah.
Princeton, why would I just give you
Give
my
my-
education?
Right.
It's my shit,
We're
man.
competition,
Yeah, it's competition. No, it's cutthroat right now. That's initial stages.
So, last question for this evening. I know everybody's been looking at the news and they saw the merger, the big merger, the Amazon, MGM merger.
MGM.
What you guys think about
It's
that?
gonna be more shit that I don't watch. It's gonna be me going through trying to figure out shit to watch for an hour versus 30 minutes.
Eventually, I think they're gonna do the Amazon and Bezos what they did to Gates, because he's becoming too powerful. I think it's becoming monopolistic where he's
Bill Gates?
Yeah, because they did that to Bill Gates in the '90s when they broke the government, United States government accused him of,
Antitrust.
monopolistic, antitrust practices because he was just too big and too strong. And Amazon, they're pretty much buying up everything, and they're disrupting. So it's not just why I'm not too down on Amazon is because they have monopolistic companies like Standard Oil with Rockefeller, where they just go in and just buy and just eat up everything. It ain't really about innovating; it's just killing the competition.
So, is it safe to say, is it good to invest in Amazon right now?
Oh, it's great. Well, I said that because with Amazon, I think every time he eats something up, he's actually buying it to make something better.
He's gonna make a spin on it. Like, look what he did with Whole Foods.
With Whole Foods,
for instance. Yeah.
He was trying to do the same with pharmaceuticals, like go against Walgreens and these cats. So when he buys something, he's not just buying it to, I'm gonna take this cat out of business. Nah,
He's making it better.
he's buying it to make. He's doing with the space program. So with the spaceships, he and Tesla, Elon Musk, because with the space programs, which is big, people don't talk about that much. In the space program, when NASA was doing it, it cost a whole lot of money. But now, because they have to build the spaceships and all that crap, and you only use it once, and it comes back with a pod, and the spaceship is destroyed. Now that Elon and Bezos, the spaceship will take off and actually land back to Earth, so they reuse it. So that reduces costs.
Oh, absolutely.
So now that's why they're talking about mass transportation to space.
Well, I mean, you just think of how big logistic companies was in history, because the merchants that became the multi-billion-dollar families, they made all their money in moving this ship from this continent to this continent. So now we're talking about this planet to this planet. It's the same shit.
It's crazy, man.
It's dope.
It's some dope stuff.
So before as with the stock market, so Amazon is a good look to go into if especially with this merger.
Mm-hmm.
Does MGM have a stock? Well, they're not.
But I guess MG. I don't know the details of it, but generally when that happens, it could turn into Amazon stock.
Amazon stock, yeah.
Or Amazon just could have bought one piece of MGM's business, which I read very briefly. They were getting like their catalog of all of their content.
Well, it was $8 trillion, right? They brought
$8 billion.
$8 billion.
Yeah.
8 point something.
But I don't know what was all included in the deal. But I know from what I read that a lot of media was included in the deal.
Oh, that's
so. But I mean, here's what I'm looking into is streaming services. If I'm looking to invest in streaming services like Netflix, Amazon would be inroad into that, and there's a bunch of other companies like that.
Hulu.
Because basically what's going on right now, how I see it, is we're unbundling the cable service.
Yes.
Nobody wants to pay $200 a month for 1,000 channels where you only watch two.
Fucking wires hanging from your TV.
Right. So it's getting unbundled.
Yep.
But all of these other companies like Disney, ESPN, which they're owned by Disney.
Yeah.
Then you have HBO, Showtime. They're going into their own service, right?
Yeah.
Paramount.
Yeah.
That's a big.
All right. So now you have all these streaming apps. You were paying $200 with Comcast.
Right.
Now, I mean, you're still paying about half, but it's starting to add up to what you're paying. Where you might as well just keep the cable at one point, right?
Yep.
So eventually, like the merger between MGM and Amazon is they're forming content libraries. Now that's a signal where Amazon can raise their fees to provide content. And if they keep buying all of these media companies, Amazon's going to be Comcast 2.0.
Yes.
I also think because if you see what HBO did, where they had the collaboration, I can't remember which studio they had it with.
And HBO is Viacom.
I think it's Viacom.
Huge library.
If you notice, HBO Max, they would release last year during COVID. They still do it now. They release a movie in a theater, it goes straight to HBO Max. So if you're a HBO Max,
Is it Max or is it Plus?
no, HBO
It's
Max.
Max.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think Amazon Prime buying MGM has really looked, forward and see, hey, this might actually work. Because I love that shit, man. Where you just sit at home. You don't have to pay extra money to go watch a movie that's literally just came out in the theater.
Right.
So that's I think he's thinking ahead. That's a chess move.
Oh, he's
Catch
taking
up.
light years ahead
Taking
of everybody.
light years of it. So that's a good. I think it's a good play.
It's on my list for long term.
Yeah, that's a good play.
goals. Same thing with Google and all big tech, because big tech is what the oil companies, what Standard Oil was.
Yep.
Okay, so that's good, but you think that's a good place to invest because everything is going green and everything is going electric. It's natural gas, not natural gas, but it's petroleum still a good investment to go into?
Nah, not now. I wouldn't. I don't know about y'all, but
Yeah, I'm on the fence on that. That's
yeah.
That's something personally I'm still kind of researching and learning about, because I'm not.
I would stay
He's
with.
more of the natural.
Yeah, and I'm in that
gas
business.
person.
So,
Yeah.
but as far as investing in any oil company right now,
I'll tell you what I did do is when BP had that oil spill, I bought some BP stock and doubled it real quick.
yep.
Okay. Did you keep it or you got out of it?
I got out of it, but
Okay.
like that's like a swing trade you could do.
Yeah.
If a company's strong enough and they just have some bad press,
Some crisis,
or
yeah.
some, I mean, it was a horrible disaster, and that struck where me and you from.
Right, right.
And it's still messed up because of that.
Yeah.
Will.
I mean, if you're dying, you probably have to, but how long it'll take, so there's no telling. These are massive behemoth companies, so
Right.
it's not going away. I mean, Saudi Aramco is I think the #1 company in the world. They keep going back and forth with Apple. But these are multi-trillion-dollar companies, so
You're not gonna go away
they're
quietly.
not going to do it quietly.
Right.
That's true. And they have enough money to adapt. Going to renewable energy. There's a lot you could do in the oil and gas sector.
Yeah, but oil and gas just feels so much, plastics, and
Right.
it's so much more than just the shit we put in our gas tanks.
yeah.
And that's like thinking very small on what that whole
What the whole
industry
industry
is.
Chemicals, it's
a lot.
It's huge.
Actually, you know what? The next show that we have next week, actually, we probably could talk about that.
Yeah.
Disposables of natural petroleum, natural gas, the ups and downs with stuff
Yeah.
like that. NFTs, we could talk about that next show.
Yeah, NFTs will be good.
NFTs.
So for the viewers, guys, I want you guys to give you guys information if somebody want to reach out to you guys, Instagram handles, emails, or whatever.
I'm at the Real Mike Morris on Instagram.
Make sure you guys hit these guys up. Every week we're gonna talk briefly of what the market is doing, what to get into, what we're getting into, what we're getting out of.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe again. Make sure you comment. If something that you disagree with, we're here for it. We're here for constructive criticism. We're here for.
Not that we're gonna do anything about it, but we're gonna give a
I mean,
damn.
ask questions in the comments.
Right.
Research call us on our bullshit. Research everything you hear.
Yep.
Because we're trying to empower each other. We're trying to empower the people, and this is for the community and for the culture. Guys,
For the culture.
I thank you guys for tuning in with us. Make sure you tune in next week, same time. This is the CryptoCrats.
CryptoCrats.
Make sure you subscribe. Peace out to y'all. Much love.